Hello everyone. In this video, it is gonna discuss about the final project of sociolinguistic. Before I get started, let me introduce my name first. My name is Stephen Raphael, and my name is 33220049, and I'm from class 33 6B07, and this is the videos about the final project of sociolinguistic. In this video, I'm gonna discuss about four materials that I must choose that given from the instruction, and I choose about the understanding language chains, locution, elocution, and prolocution. Let's get started from language chains. Understanding language chains. Language is a dynamic and not static. Sociolinguistic studies how language evolves over time due to social factors. And language change is influenced by first is society, second is culture, third is technology, and the last is interaction between speech and communities. Next is what is language change. Language change is refers to the alternation in linguistic structure, vocabulary, pronunciation, or usage over time. And the key aspect from the language change are happens gradually, can affect all levels from phonology, morphology, syntax, semantics, and pragmatics. And last is often starts in spoken language before written records reflect the change. Next is how many types of language change. There are six types of language change. The first is phonological change. It is sound shifts, and the example is grid vowel shift in English. Second is morphological change. It is change in word formation. The example is loss of inflections. Third is synthetic charge change, word order or grammatical structure shift. The fourth is semantic change, change in meaning. The example is the word girl used to mean a young person regardless of the gender. And the fifth is lexical change, new words added and the old ones become obsolete. Example is the word selfie and the word fax. Six is pragmatic change, changes in a language use and politeness norms. Next is the causes of language change. The first is because of social factors. It is because of prestige, identify, class, and age. Second, contact with other language like borrowings and shift switching, code switching. Third is geographical mobility. It is migration and globalization. Fourth is technological advancement. New inventions bring new vocabulary. And the fifth, cultural change, shifts in customs, values, and taboos. The last is generational shift, youth, language, and slang. And the example of the language change are first is in the change example of pronunciation. In British versus American English, it's a different pronunciation. Second is vocabulary. The word to and t replaced by you. Third is spelling, simplification like color in US and color in UK. Slang, groovy, cool, to lit. Next, the conclusion. Language change is the core topic in sociolinguistics. It reflects social, culture, and technological dynamics. Understanding it helps us appreciate language diversity and communication evolution. Change is the only constant in language. Next is what is elocution. This is the next material that I'm gonna present. The definition of elocution is the intended function of a speaker utterance. What the speaker means to do by saying something. The example is, can you pass the salt? In this function, as a request, not as a question. Second example is, I apologize. The function is apology, not just information. So there are five types of illusionary act based on Searle classification. The first is assertive, statement that describe the word. Example, it is raining. Second, narrativeness, attempt to get here to do something like close the door. Third is commissiveness, commit to the speaker a future action like I promise to help. Fourth, expressiveness, express speaker's feelings like I'm sorry, congratulations. Fifth is declaration, change the social reality. Example, you are fired and I now pronounce you as blah blah blah. And elocution in sociolinguistics focus on how social context affects elocutionary force. Politeness strategies vary by culture. Example, as an indirect versus direct speech act. Third is social powers. Power dynamic and settings influence how we perform speech act. The last is elocution, help us understanding pragmatic components. And the conclusion from the elocutionary is a core function of what we say. It is a bridge language in form and social intent. The social linguistic studies elocution in real life context, and understanding elocution improve communication skill and cultural sensitivity. Next, it is the locution is the third material that I'm gonna present. So the definition is what is elocution? Elocution is the act of saying something. The literal meaning of the word spoken. And the example, like utterance, I'm hungry. Elocutionary act, producing a grammatical and meaningful sentence about hunger. In elocution, expressing a need. When you need something like when you gonna need something like I'm hungry, just say like that. And elocution is the listener gives food. And the components of elocutionary act is according to Austin, locution consists of the three acts. The first is phonetic act, is producing sounds. Second, phatic act, producing words with grammar and vocabulary. Third is rhetoric act, giving the sentence meaning or semantics, we can say like that. The example is the phrase shut the door. In the phonetic example is like speaking the sentences. In emphatic, it's forming grammatical structure. In rhetoric, it's conveying the meaning of the action. And locution in sociolinguistic. How is locution feel in sociolinguistic? First is sociolinguistics studies how literal forms are used in different social contexts. And second is analyze how grammar, vocabulary, and structure vary across dialects, research, and social groups. Locution reflects linguistic norms shaped by class, region, gender, and etc. The conclusion from the locution is the literal utterance in a speak act. Second is in sociolinguistics is examined across social, regional, and cultural contexts. Third is understanding locution help us analyze how people express meaning through language form. And this is the last material that I'm gonna present. It is perlocution. So I'm gonna start. What is perlocution? The definition of perlocution it is the effect that an utterance has on listener or reader. It may involve emotion, thoughts, or action resulting from what is said. An example: there's a spider on your shoulder. The perlocutionary effect is like listener is screamed or jump like you're surprised when you see a spider on your shoulder or you're so talented. Next, it is perlocution in sociolinguistics. Sociolinguistics studies language in social context, including how utterance affect others. Now, perlocution depends on cultural norms, social relationship, power dynamics, context of the conversation. An example, a boss saying, I'm disappointed, might cause guilt, but a friend say it may cause concern. The effect of perlocutionary, there are four effects. A three effect is cognitive, the listener learns something new. Emotional, the listener feels anger, joy, sadness, and etc. Behavioral, the listener takes action. Example is like leaving the room. and apologize. And the summary from the pelocution. So pelocution is like the effect of a speech act on the listener. It includes emotional, mental, and behavioral outcomes. In social linguistic, pelocution reveals how language interacts with society, and understanding pelocution help us become better communication in diverse contexts. So that's all for the material that I present from the language change, elocution, locution, and prelocution. Thank you for watching my video. Thank you. Goodbye. Have a nice day.